Alright, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 productivity hacks that help me go from being in debt and lazy to making $11,000 passively. I'm talking about straightforward strategies and techniques that you can implement today, so no bullshit, no fluff. And these are the exact techniques that I used a year ago and still use to this day to make money online. So no complicated routines, no fake millionaire routine either, just practical tips that you can implement today right after watching this video. And I don't have some magic formula. These are hacks that came from real life struggle and error of having to juggle life, a horrible warehouse job, and actually building a business at the same time. So when I tell you to lock in, take notes, and stick it to the end of this video, I actually mean it, because these 3 hacks literally helped me go from being lazy and in debt to making money online passively every single week. And this isn't a super flashy, edited, crazy dopamine video. If you're a dopamine junkie, you can leave right now. This is not for you. If you're actually serious about accomplishing your goals and you want to make money and become more productive because you're tired of being lazy, and take some notes, stick it to the end of this video, and let's get started. Hack number 1 is obviously getting rid of distractions. Anything that does not align with your goals, anything that does not align with you being more productive and essentially making more money, get rid of it right now. Whether it be TikTok, YouTube, video games, weed, alcohol, friends, movies, Netflix, whatever it is that you know is stopping you from making money, get rid of it right now. There's no need for you to keep entertaining that and for you to keep spending your time and energy on something that is not contributing to you either being more productive, have a higher self-esteem, or make money. And you probably hear it everywhere on YouTube and probably on Instagram as well, that you need to get rid of distractions, but some people just don't really know how that looks like in real time. And getting rid of distractions is something as simple as deleting TikTok. I know a lot of you guys are watching this video right now with a screen time of probably 11 hours, 12 hours, and like 8 of it is TikTok. If you're not using TikTok to make money, delete it right now. Like, pause the video and go delete TikTok right now. There's no reason for you to keep watching TikTok if you're not gonna get paid from the TikTok shop or you're not in a CPB program. If you're actually serious about accomplishing your goals and making money online and just being more productive overall, TikTok or YouTube, Netflix, video games, and things of that nature, that should not be a priority in your life. If you know that you want to become more productive and that you want to make more money, everything in your life should be aligned with that. If it's not, then you need to put in some work. It's time to make some adjustments. It's time to change things up. You can't be seriously looking at me dead in the eye and tell me that you want to make 20K, 30K in 2025, but you're still spending 8 hours a day, 5 hours a day, 12 hours a day on your PS5. That is the most hypocrite and most self-sabotaging thing you can do to yourself if you actually want to become a millionaire, if you actually want to become more productive. If you're actually serious about leveling up in 2025, you have no reason to have a controller on your desk right now. That PS5, TikTok, YouTube, Netflix, all of that should be closed, deleted, or you should sell it right now. If you're actually serious about locking in and actually becoming more productive and making more money online, you need to get rid of the distraction, because becoming more productive and really just putting in the work and being more consistent becomes 10 times easier when you don't have 10,000 distractions and notifications coming in trying to get you away from actually grinding. The reason why I was able to make $11,000 passively was because I deleted TikTok, I deleted Netflix, I got rid of my PlayStation, and all I did was lock in and sit down. And the moment I got rid of those things that was consuming so much of my time, I didn't have another choice. I didn't have any other thing to do than to grind. And that's the reason why it's so hard for you to focus, because you have all the distractions taking your mind and energy away from the main goal, which is to make money. Tip number 2 is Google Calendar. Now, I know this sounds a bit weird. What the heck are you talking about? Why are you talking about Google Calendar? Let me explain. Google Calendar is extremely underrated. The great thing about Google Calendar is that you can set up reminders, tasks, and actually set up events in your calendar and have mini alerts or mini alarms that tell you when you have something to do. And the thing is, with your brain, when you tell yourself and you actually write down or put in an app that you're actually going to do something at a specific time in a specific location, you have a higher chance of getting that done. And that's why I love Google Calendar, because you kind of have to set a priority to the task. You need to set a time, you need to set a location, and you need to set it up in a specific day. And that increases your chances of being more productive. And the simple fact that you write it down and you're going to get a reminder in 2 hours before it happens or an hour before it happens, it makes you want to do it more because it's constantly in your mind now. So if you don't want to use Google Calendar, that's totally fine. You can still use the Reminders app on Apple or whatever productivity app you like to use. Just make sure that you somehow, some way have reminders, because those tasks and those reminders, I promise you, when you get that reminder and you scratch that off the list, you feel so much better. Every single day I have an entire notebook with like tons of to-do lists that I have for the day, and every single task that I scratch off is like a dopamine hit. I love it. It feels great. And when you start to fall in love with that feeling of getting things done, you want to do it even more and more. And that's just how your brain works. The more your brain likes something, the more you're going to want to do it. And the reason why it's hard for you to focus or for you to lock in is because your brain don't really like it. And once you get rid of distractions and start using Google Calendar to remind you of those tasks, you start to like it even more because you spend more time with it, you spend more time, more energy with it. So you eventually will create some internal brain pathway that makes you want to do that task even more. And eventually it becomes a habit. And that's essentially what you want. You want this, you want locking in or grinding to be as easy as possible. And the best way to do that is by actually making it a habit. And by you putting in a specific time, date, and location and priority to specific tasks, even if it's just 5 minutes and you get it done, it makes you feel good and it creates this mental brain neural pathway that actually makes you want to do it even more because it gets stronger and stronger over time. So the goal with building habits, or at least good positive habits, is of course being consistent. You can get that done by simply doing that task, even if it's just for 5 minutes. And I said it in my last video, if you want to be productive, if you want to stay consistent, even if it's just for 5 minutes, get the job done. Even if it's just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, if that's the only time that you can dedicate to that specific task, to your business, or to you being more productive, whatever it is that you want to do, set a timer for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and get the job done. Even if you don't finish, at least you got it done. And the goal here essentially is to be as consistent as possible and have a streak of pure consistency. And one of the things that helped me actually get this done was actually this notebook right here, or this notepad, or sticky notes actually. Essentially what you want to do is take a sticky note or a book, whatever you want, write down or draw a calendar. And essentially what you want every single day that you make that task, that you accomplish that task, you got an X, you write an X on the sticky note. And what you want is at the end of the month is for this entire sticky note to be full of X's. You want that streak to stay alive as long as possible. And that's how you create that feeling of being productive and staying active and having this momentum. Because essentially one of the best ways to be productive and stay productive is to build momentum. When you create that momentum and you stay consistent and you just build on top of it, it just keeps going quicker and quicker. And that's essentially what you want, because the quicker it goes, the stronger it is, the easier it is for you, so less friction. And lastly, number 3 is your mindset. When you put in your mind that you actually want to accomplish this goal, nothing in this world should stop you from accomplishing that goal. And I've noticed that a lot of you guys struggle with actually accomplishing your goals because you don't have any relationship or trust with yourself. And I personally struggle with this as well, because for years I would say that, okay, I'm gonna lock in and start this side hustle and make a bunch of money and do this and do that, and I never did it. And what that did in my subconscious mind was create this distance and this distrust or mistrust with myself, because I can't even trust myself to get a task done. I'm constantly saying to myself, I'm going to do it, but I don't do it. So my subconscious mind that creates my reality doesn't even trust what I say. And essentially, if you know anything about the power of your subconscious mind, is that it creates your reality, and that relationship that you have and the information that you give to your subconscious mind is extremely important if you want to succeed. So keep in mind, if you have a goal of working out for 30 days straight, make sure that you work out for 30 days straight, because not only will that increase your self-esteem, but that'll get you closer to your goal. And that's what you want. You want your brain and your subconscious mind to slowly start understanding that, okay, I'm building this relationship of trust with myself, and I know that next time that I'm going to set a goal of working out for 60 days or working for 90 days straight with no distractions, I can get it done because I'm building this rapport with myself of trust. So that's like the pre-setup to actually accomplish your goals. You need to build this trust with yourself first, like that you can increase your chances of actually getting that done. Another thing with goals, don't set goals super high. I see a lot of people saying, yeah, I'm gonna make 20K consistently every single month for 2025. And it's like, bro, relax. You haven't even made your first $500 consistently every single month. Until you reach that first milestone, getting to that 20K is gonna be impossible. And if you're a lazy perfectionist or just a perfectionist overall, once you see that you have this standard and this goal and you believe that you can achieve it, but then you have such a wide gap that it kind of overwhelms you about the amount of work that you need to do, you decrease your chances of actually getting it done, because now you're overwhelmed, now you're anxious. And I actually struggled with that as well for years. I always told myself, okay, I'm gonna get this done and make like 3K per month in 2 weeks, or I'm gonna make 3K per month in like 60 days. But when I actually sit down and saw the gap in the distance between me being in debt and making 3K per month, that was huge. And I thought for a bit, bro, I have so much work to do, that kind of dawned on me, and I kind of started stressing and kind of being anxious. So I never actually did that side hustle or whatever task or plan that I had to get there. And that's what you want. You want to avoid friction as much as possible, because whatever your brain doesn't like, it's not going to want to repeat it again. So whenever you are setting your goals, make sure, please, that you aren't setting any crazy high goals. Make sure that it's something that is going to challenge you to push yourself, but it's not super far that you can't get it happen. You can't make it happen in like 60 days, for example. Number 4, bonus tip. Whatever you do in this entire journey, make sure that you get some sort of pleasure from it. Because whatever your brain likes and enjoys is going to want to repeat it again. And what you want essentially is to go through this transformation and this transition from being lazy, broke, depressed, and lost to actually making money just like I did. And you need to go through this transition. And the easiest way to get there is not by necessarily getting a mentor or doing like monk mode and things of that nature. All you need to do is just kind of craft your brain, program your brain to like the grind. And you simply do that by just doing it every single day, even if it's just for 5 minutes, or rewarding yourself. If you're doing something for 5 minutes every day, even if it's just 5 minutes, you're going to start building that rapport and that connection with that task. And the more you do it, the more you're going to start seeing results. And your brain will want to continue doing that one thing if you reward yourself, whether you're seeing results or you did this specific task consistently for like a week, and you go reward yourself by getting a shawarma, for example, or you reward yourself by getting a burger. Whatever system you have of rewarding yourself that you think is going to like reward you in your brain, then get it done. Because whatever your brain can align that, okay, I'm liking this, I'm getting rewarded for this, I'm going to want to do it again. And you're going to start quickly realizing that playing video games and scrolling on TikTok and doing all this crazy stuff that you used to do before isn't as fulfilling. Because at the stage that I am right now, sometimes I hop on the party chat with my friends, and I notice that like they're playing video games for like 5 hours straight, 6 hours straight, and I cannot vision myself doing that anymore, because I much rather spend 5 hours, 6 hours grinding that is going to contribute to my goals of retiring my parents, for example, than playing video games. It's just not in me anymore, because I've conditioned myself so much to grind and work. And I didn't start off by working for 5 hours straight. I started off by just working and opening my computer for like 10 minutes. That was my beginning. You need to start off slow and then build momentum over time. All right, so that's the end of the video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you took notes. If you ever have any questions or you need help, do not hesitate on booking a free call with me. It's 100% free. I'm not going to push anything on you. I'm not going to sell anything on you. The goal of this call is to purely help you out. Now, if you have any curiosities on what business model I actually use to make $11,000 passively, then check the link in my description for an 100% free course where I explain in detail how the business works and how you can get started today. Only straightforward, actionable steps that you can take today. So if you're serious about making money or you need any help, do not hesitate on sending me a DM on Instagram. With that being said, talk soon.